Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Good morning. I don't know how many of you know me. I know we've met before. Anybody else that you do?
I know of you.
You do? Okay. Good. And we've met before, right? Yes. At the last seminar. Yeah, cool. Thanks for coming. It's going to be a little bit different today than what you saw last week. Somewhat similar, but different. As you know, my name is Borino. I was originally born and raised in Czechoslovakia. I came to the US as a 24-year-old immigrant with all these beautiful dreams and goals. My first goal, come on in, good morning. My first goal was to become an actor, because I was an actor in Europe. I did a lot of movies and television. And came to Hollywood, came to Los Angeles, did the auditions and all that stuff, and realized that it just wasn't for me. That starting all over again in Hollywood just was not my thing. And I saw this ad in the paper that says, become a real estate agent, 6% commissions on every sale you make. So I took my calculator out and I calculated if I sell a $200,000 home, I'm going to make 12 grand. Whoa, I want to do this. And I don't even have to own a home. The whole concept was just awesome to me, that you can sell other people's homes and make a lot of money. And so, not knowing what I was getting myself into, being an immigrant, I had no idea what that really meant, being a real estate agent. So then you guys, newer in the business, you know what it feels like that first moment. You're like, I'm going to do this, it's going to be awesome. And I so wish I could just come in front of you and say, I got my license in first year, I did $120,000 in commissions, and I'm this rookie genius, and I'm going to teach you all the secrets. No. No, I struggled for 2 years, struggled so hard, things got so bad. I started in late 80s, early 90s in Southern California, which was kind of like what you guys have here. A lot of REOs, a lot of foreclosure, it was difficult, a lot of agents quitting the business. And it was just a difficult time to sell real estate, especially for someone who didn't know, like myself, what square feet meant. I had no idea. I remember, I'm Europe, metrics. So I had no clue. None of that made any sense to me. And things got really bad. I lived in a car for a while. I became homeless. I had no money. So I struggled. And there came a point after my parents left, after their Christmas visit, where I said, okay, this got to stop. Either make this work, figure it out, or do something else. It's not for me. Many people were quitting business, left and right. Tons of people leaving business. And I decided to either figure this out, make it work, do or die. Or I'm just going to quit, do something else, no big deal. But there was something in me that just felt like there's got to be a way to make it work. There were other agents in my area making it. Do you have agents in your area doing 150, 200,000? You know of anybody doing well? Driving a nice car, living in a nice home, having a good life, right? And that was always like my guide. I always felt like, well, if they can do it, there's got to be a way. See, one of the biggest misconceptions I always had is you got to be born to know how to do this. You know how some people are good at selling, they're naturally good? Not true. You can become good. You can become good. There's a way to figure it all out. And I did. And in 10 months, I literally turned everything around. I went from an old beat-up Cadillac and sleeping in the car and not having any money to tons of transactions, money in the bank. Everything turned. Everything. And there were two major turning points. I mean, two things that triggered it. One was my belief changed. And that's that belief I was telling you. I can do this. I can totally do this. If they can do it, if other agents in my office were doing 150, 200,000, I figured there's got to be a way. I can just duplicate what they do. But there was a second part to it. I started thinking like they did. My thinking changed. Instead of thinking, well, I hope I'm going to pay enough to have enough gas to get to the appointment, which sometimes I didn't. Anybody struggle like that? Have you been there?
Mm-hmm. Still there sometimes.
Are you? Then you know. And it just happens. These things happen. That's just life. You know, what are you going to do? You figure it out. The good news is you can turn it around quickly. I mean, it took me 10 months. Everything changed. My own condo, bless you. Trip to Europe with my family, everything changed. So it can happen really fast. That was good news. What we're going to talk about today, what I want to teach you today, is the practical steps from a marketing standpoint I took to do it quickly. I couldn't just door knock, get a lead, wait 6 months till they decide to list. Or get a buyer who says, we're going to buy next year. I couldn't afford that. I didn't have that much time and no income. So I started looking for leads now, business, now. Somebody wants to do it now, today, this week, maybe this month at the most. And I discovered Expired. I found this agent named Art. That's all he was doing. Cranking listings left and right, doing expireds. And I started duplicating it and perfecting his system. His was pretty simple. All he would do is call every expired every day, all the time. That was the system. I was expecting this fancy marketing, you know, like this really cool, slick approach with all these letters and brochures. No. He'd pick up a phone, just call, 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 call. He was a machine. To me, not something I wanted to do. I didn't want to become a telemarketer. And I'm not a very good salesman. I'm just not good at selling stuff. I got fired from Radio Shack for not selling enough batteries. True story. One of the first jobs I had. So I figured there's got to be an easier way. And I got into marketing. I figured out the psychology of marketing. And I'm going to share with you what I know. I developed a system. Today you're going to learn some practical stuff. This is not a presentation to get you into another seminar. There is no other seminar. This is not a sales, disguised sales spiel. You will learn some really authentic hands-on stuff that I've done, other agents do. I have over 8,000 people now doing the system. So we'll walk away with knowing how to list expired listings. Now, of course, I cannot make you in a little over an hour an expert on it. But I do have a system for those of you, if you want to take it a step further, you'll see the system. You will know enough today. You will walk away with enough to be able to go and get an expired listing within a week. I promise you that. You will have enough firepower. You will know what to do, what to say, how to approach them. For those that are not ready to list right away, what to do then. Fair enough? Good? Sounds like a good plan? Yeah? If you follow just what I'm going to give you today, you would be able to list one expired a month. Would that be a good deal? If you can have one extra listing a month? Yeah? Would that make a difference? Good listings. I'm talking good, not just some junk that just sits there. Okay? Fair enough? I will try to take as many questions as I can. If I don't cover something that you feel like you really want to answer, I'll stick around after we're done. This is free. Thanks, Jim, for the invite. He was kind enough to invite me. If you liked it, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I enjoy doing this. I get a kick out of it. I'm not getting paid for this. My return is you guys do it. Actually do it. Take it out and do it. Because I tell you, this is not an easy market. This is not an easy business, but it can be done. Other people are doing it right now. So I want to give you something tangible you can really do. Go out there and make it happen. Okay? Fair? Now, what I would like you to do is play along. If you're just going to sit here and listen to me, within 30 days, you will remember 10% of what I said. Okay? If you're going to invest the time, if you're really going to give me your 60 minutes of your attention, if you're going to take notes, you're going to remember 30 to 50% if you review your notes. If you're going to actually play along, which I will invite you to, you will remember 90%. If you remember 90% of what I give you, if you're going to actually apply it, you will see shift in your business right away. I mean, you can get on the phone this afternoon and start going after expireds. That's my goal. Okay, so play along. Be a good sport. If it feels uncomfortable, especially if it feels uncomfortable, play along. Break those barriers. Break through it, okay? What I want from you is just an agreement that you're going to have an open mind that this can work, that you can really make it work. Every single one of you that's sitting here right now showed some level of commitment saying, I really want to get better. Why are you in real estate?
Because my husband made me.
Husband made you.
I like people, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I originally got in for our personal business,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm growing that. So, and it's,
So you like people.
I like people.
How about money?
I like, that's always nice.
See, nobody tells me I'm in this to make money. Why?
Well,
Because you're not making enough.
but no, I'm not making enough. And what I do make, my husband gives back to the people. So
Does he? See, you're in this business for a single reason, guys. Don't kid yourself. Great answer, thank you, by the way. But not true. You're in this to make money. Forget the people. That's a nice story. Forget, I like houses. Bullshit. You're here to make money. If you're not making money, you're not doing it right. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Right? Ready to get started? Why expireds? Why do you think expireds is such a good deal? Why am I here teaching?
They want to sell their own.
Exactly. What is the most expensive, hardest thing to do? Is to find someone who wants to buy or sell now, right? That's what your marketing is about. That's what your advertising, that's what your prospecting is, to find people. Would you say if you had more people who want to buy or sell, you would make more money? Simple math, right? If I have 20 solid leads, there's probably one deal there. What if I had 200? More? Simple. Expireds, you already know they want to sell. The hardest part, identifying, like when you door knock, you got to hit 100 doors to get one that says, yeah, I want to sell. If you cold call, if you get web leads, you got to go through 20, 30 to get one good one, right? Give or take. With expireds, you already know these people want to sell. Not everybody. Some are flakes, some are not motivated, but big chunk does. What else? They know how the process works. Exactly. You don't spend that, you don't have to educate them from start. This is how the lockbox works, this is the contract. You still do a little bit, but not a whole lot. You shorten the time. What else?
It's cheap.
Very good. They're cheap to market to, because you don't have a huge time to invest into them. Some of them will be ready within 24, 48 hours after they expire. They got to move, they got to sell. So you spend a lot less money on marketing. Absolutely. What else?
You're going to be buying another house too?
Very good. Many of them will be potential buyers. Excellent. What else? I'll give you a hint. I've been doing this for a long time. I've seen a lot of marketing other agents do. You have very little competition. Very little. And the competition you have, most of those agents have no idea what they're doing. And I have clients all over America, Canada, UK now, Australia. I see the stuff people send out. I hear what they say on the phone. You have very little competition. They're not that hard to deal with. What's the number one reason? Why do you think people don't want to contact expireds, agents? Any guess?
Get told no.
They don't get told no, yeah. It's not pleasant when somebody tells you, I don't want you, I don't want to talk to you. Get off the phone. What else?
You've already had a bad experience.
Mm-hmm. They make it emotional. Yes, very true. What else? Why wouldn't you? If you know they want to sell, you know you have a hot lead, these people will do something, you got a good listing. What do you think? Anything else? Any other reason? If I gave you a list of 20 people, I say, hey, look, these people want to sell. Would you call them?
I would, yes.
You would?
I'm new.
Okay.
I'm taking anything I can.
So this would be an easy thing, okay? So if you knew what to say, if you knew who to call, which you already know, since you have access to the MLS, would you do it? Yeah? Okay. So we'll start there. I'll give you a very simple script. First, I'll give you 3 rules. If you don't want to sound like a telemarketer, you want people to hang up on you, don't say 3 things. How are you today? We're doing a survey and I have a special offer for you. Because that's what telemarketers say on the phone, right? Or unless they're the creditor bugging you, where is our money? How are you today? We have a special offer and we're doing a survey. Never say that. The script I'm going to give you works for several reasons. It's based on human psychology. It's not based on selling. This is not a strategy. This is not a technique. It's psychology. It's human psychology. In a course I've developed, some of you may have heard of it, called Gravity Plus, which is nothing but psychology of real estate. I use a technique it's called alignment. You align with the client. It's called the connector formula. You connect with them. And here's the basic principle. Stand up for me for a second. What's your name again?
Pat.
Pat. Okay. If Pat and I, Pat is a client, I'm an agent. If we stand like this, give your hand up, push. Watch what he's doing. Just subconsciously, not even trying, pushing back, right? Against each other. How do you think most clients feel when an agent calls? Just like that, they defend, they deflect. Here's an agent that wants something from me. Thank you, Pat. I need to protect myself. The wall goes up. How do you guys feel when a telemarketer calls you? Hi, this is Bob from Full Dealership down the street. We have a special offer for you today. Right? Am I right? So they push back. Now, connector formula works. It's a beautifully simple way of aligning with them. And the way you use it with expireds is this. You pick up the phone. Hi, Pat, this is Borino with RE/MAX Real Estate. I'm probably not the first agent calling about your house today, am I? Now, instantly, he's trying to tell me, you agents, no, you're not. Why? Because suddenly being against him, I turn it around. I'm with you. This is crazy, right? All these agents calling. You follow it? So that's your opening line. This is Bonnie with X. The results. I'm probably not the first one calling about your house today, am I? And you smile. It's kind of crazy all of a sudden these agents calling, huh? Bonnie, may I ask you a question? Have you relisted your house yet?
No, I haven't.
What's your plan? Are you going to sell it?
I'd like to.
Would you select to move? Where would you like to go?
Florida.
Florida, good for you. Have you picked the place yet?
Fort Lauderdale.
Nice. How soon would you like to be there?
Oh, in the next year or so.
Excellent. So if you get a good qualified buyer for your property, get a good price for it, we could sell it for you quickly. Would you still be interested in listing it?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Bonnie, let's do this. Let me stop by for a couple of minutes. I want to shake your hand, say hi. I'm going to give you some information about myself. If you ever decide to interview other agents for getting it sold, I'd love to apply for the job. Would it be okay?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I'll stop by in about half an hour or so. Is that all right?
Okay.
Looking forward to meeting you in person.
You too.
Easy? Did you feel threatened, pushed?
No.
That was pretty easy. Could you do it, something like that?
Sure.
Try it. Go ahead. This is the time to play along. Now, of course, you will not remember the script verbatim, so I'll give it to you. Let me see if I can find it. This is from the Expired Plus course. See if you can find it there. Meanwhile, I'll explain to you why it works so well. One of the biggest mistakes that agents make when working with expired listings, they go from contact, which is the phone call, to listing appointment. Big leap. There's no trust. There is no time to connect with the client. There is no time to develop a relationship with them. What goes through their mind? What do you think an expired is thinking when I go, hi, this is Borino, I want to stop by and list your property? Just yell it out. What do you think they're trying to sell me something? They want something from me. What else?
Pushy.
Pushy, exactly. What else?
How to get off the phone quick.
Bingo. How do I get rid of you as fast as possible? Big leap. So instead, we're offering little baby steps. I understand how you feel. It's perfectly okay. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? What are your plans? Next baby step? So if we could get, what is the one thing that seller wants? There are three things they want. Sell quickly, for the most money possible, and with least amount of problems. That's all they want. Right? Get it sold quickly, get me good price for it, and I don't want to get hassled or lawsuits later. So if I tell him, well, if you could get that, would you still be interested? Ooh, that's something I want. Now he's speaking my language. And then instead of saying, listen appointment, ooh, let me just stop by, introduce myself, shake your hand. I'm going to drop off some information for you. If you ever decide to interview agents again, I'll be glad to talk to you. Real simple. Suddenly it's not threatening, it's these little baby steps. And the moment they start saying yes, they tend to stay with that route. They tend to stay on that path. Yes, 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 yes leads to another yes.